Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is the long-awaited video of the journals that I'll be using this year in 2023. There's not too many of them. This pile here are the newer ones, and then these over here are ones that I am bringing in from 2022. So I'm just going to briefly go over these, and then we'll get into these. And so this first one here, this big, humongous one, it's just my my 5-year journal. And so I believe I've talked about this before, but it's just a journal from Typo that I basically took the cover off because I messed up and had to put washi tape on all the things. Well, I didn't have to, but I did it on like the first page that I messed up, and I liked how each month has a different washi, and it got really chunky. It didn't fit in the cover anymore, so I took it off. I made a cover, and then I took that cover off and then just used fabric and cardstock to kind of make sort of like a softer cover, because I found that the softer cover, it lets you kind of, it lets the journal grow better than having like a chipboard, because I had made a chipboard cover and put it on here and it just didn't feel right. And so I basically ripped the fabric that I use for the chipboard cover off, and just it's like this. See, there's cardstock in there, cardstock in the back, and it's just like loosely glued, and I'm going to glue it and properly once it's like maybe year 4, so that like it's kind of filled up so it doesn't look like this. But yeah, this is my 5-year. Long story short, this is my 5-year. It is coming with me into this year from last year, and so it's that one. The next one that I have is my home journal. This is that journal that I have here in this is actually a Filofax. This is one of the Domino soft Filofaxes in personal size. I just de-ringed it, and I just slipped in this fabric cover. Honestly, this fabric cover does not really need to be in this kind of faux leather kind of cover, but I just kind of like it like that. Initially, this journal, like the signatures, didn't have this cover on it, and it was in here, and then I put the cover on it. That's why it's in the Filofax cover. But this is basically my home journal, and so it's basically where I've been sort of manifesting. It's like a vision board. That's how I described it. It's like a vision board of how I want my future home to look like, and so that'll be coming in here. I don't often work in this. If I find something new that I would like, or like I'm inspired by, a lot of the pages I need to still journal up how I want certain rooms to look, even though I have like photo references. But yeah, that is what this journal is. And so of course that is also an ongoing one that will be coming into this year with me. And the last one that will be coming in to 2023 with me is this one. It is my Daybook of Dreams. That is what I'm calling it, a Daybook of Dreams journal, and it was a art journal that I had made for Get Messy that I just repurposed, and it's an altered book. So this is a Secret Garden book that I got from Strand for like $2, and I repurposed it. So I was using it as an art journal when I was on the Get Messy team years ago. And what I did was I just took out all of the pages that I didn't want and added in some more pages. I lined the inside with this beautiful fabric. I think this spread here is the only original spread from the original art journal, only because I loved how it looked. I did add in this little wood veneer that said hello on it. And I did cover up like journaling that was here, but I kind of would love to journal something there. I just don't know what, and I don't want to ruin it. And so this is like the only original spread. But everything else, it's sort of like a commonplace book. This is what this is. It is a commonplace book. It is an inspiration book. I kind of stick in images that I love, quotes that I love, manifestation. So this is what I was sort of kind of envisioning my home here, right? And I love this so much that I decided to make that other little book strictly for my home. And so this one will have some overlap, but it's usually like poetry. This is a poem from Mary Oliver that I really love. Poetry, images, quotes, little things like that that inspire me. that bring me joy. This whole page, I called it the Field Notes on Happiness, and it's just quotes and things about cultivating joy and happiness and bringing more of that into your life, and like images that matched. And so that's what this book is. And it's just that. It's basically a commonplace book for inspiration, for, you know, things that I love, for more things that I want to bring, like a vision board. Vision board, really. It's like a giant commonplace vision board book. That's why I'm calling it the Daybook of Dreams. And yeah, so this will be coming in with me as well, because sometimes I might want to just make a vision board collage, and I would do it in here. And so those are the three that kind of overlap from last year. My new ones right now, technically right now I only have three, but I'm going to show you four because I'm going to set a new one up soon. And these are the ones that I have. And so, yeah, two of them are kind of planner-y things. One's my unraveling journal. And actually, I have quite a bit of planners, but I'm not using them as planners. But let's just dive into them one by one. I think that will be the easiest way to do this. So the first one I have here is my little A6. This is actually a Hobonichi cover. It is the Blossoms cover, I believe from last year, from 2022. I got it from a buy-sell trade group on Facebook, but what I have in here is my Narrow Diary, or my Floreal Lab planner. I briefly shared this in my little blog that I had made because I just got it, but this is from Floreal Lab. I will try to leave the link in the description, or I will leave the link in the description. I do believe that this one, it was sold out briefly, but I believe it's back and it's available again. And it also comes in a B6 size, and it's a Taiwanese planner. The woman who created this, her name is Tulip, which is lovely. Like, her whole thing is like floral aesthetic, and just she has an immaculate aesthetic. I just want to share the box that it came in. Look at this cute little box. And like, it's just so me. This is like the little packaging slip of what I ordered. It's on beautiful paper too. And then, even though this is all in Chinese, it's like a little book on how to use the planner, I believe. But it's so stinking cute. And then the little planner came in this little box. So cute. I love the attention to detail and the aesthetic of it, and it's just lovely. And she even sent a digital version of the planner as well. So I have it on my GoodNotes, even though I'm probably never going to use it, but I do have it. But this one is the A6 one, and it is like a Hobonichi. It is a day on a page. I will say, because I discovered this in my vlog, that it is not a true A6. It's actually a little bit smaller than an A6. It's about 5 centimeters shorter and 5 centimeters thinner than an A6 a la Hobonichi size. I don't know where my Hobonichi is to show you. Let me see if I can find it. So this is the Hobonichi that I bought in 2017, and you can just already see, but I'm going to take this out of the cover so that you can see the size difference here. So the Floreal Lab, I believe she's calling it the Narrow Diary, and that's what like the little hashtaggy thing is for it. But it's the Floreal Lab. I'm butchering that name, but you can see that it's literally like maybe 5 centimeters shorter on all sides, so it's not quite A6. I believe the Hobonichis are like a true A6. It's a little bit smaller, which explained why the calendar on the inside is smaller and everything, but it fits in here. Since it is smaller, it does fit. I slide it right in to this pocket here of this Hobonichi cover, and it is chunky. Like, if you saw, well, okay, my Hobonichi has pages ripped out of it because I use it like that, but it is much thicker. This one is much thicker than the Hobonichi, and I believe it's because the paper is Tomoe River paper, but I think it's a higher GSM and it's cream, because this is much thicker than the Hobonichi Tomoe River paper. Anyway, I have it in this Hobonichi cover, and this is my planner. Like, I use the monthly, so I plan on a monthly. And this is how it's laid out. It's table of contents, and then you have I don't know what this preface thing is for. It's just there, and then the calendars, and then this is like that perpetual for the year, and then this is, I believe, is a Gantt chart, and so I've been tracking little things here on this just to try it out, but you have it for every month, and then you come into the month. So this is January, and I've already set mine up because I already started using it, but there's like a little quote here, but I can't read that. So I have these little stickies that I got from Daiso, and I didn't know that they were these little sticky notes that you can do like tip-ins and stuff. And so I perforated it in half, and I'm just using it here just to track my orders, because how I kept my Filofax was that I had the divider, and then I had a grid page, and then the next page opened up to monthly spread, and then a grid page, and then just paper, and then the divider, etc., etc. And so I like having the orders that I'm expecting on the front, like the first of the month sort of thing. And so I just put it here, and I'm just tracking my orders. And then we open up to the calendar, which is tiny. It's smaller than I'm used to. So I had to kind of alter how like my stickers and stuff. Most of these stickers I made myself, and I just print them out and cut them on my silhouette. And so I had these like little banner stickers like that for a B6 size box, because that's what I would use. And I believe it's the size of the box. Actually, I don't have it in here because I pulled it all out. It's the size of the box that are that the Hobonichi has. These are a little smaller, so I had to like use my smaller ones and just all the things. But I basically plan on a monthly. I do everything on a monthly because I'm not like a to-do list sort of person kind of planner. I like having all my dates, all the things that I need to remember on a monthly, and that is how I, track everything, track my bills, just track everything, right? And so that's my monthly. And then what I really love about this planner is that it goes straight into the daily pages. It is amazing. I absolutely love that. If the Hobonichi was set up that way, it would be gold. I just prefer having my months together. So I like having the monthly, and then maybe the weekly, and then the daily, even though I don't use weekly or daily pages. So, but I like having it bunched, which is why I really liked the Filofax, or like any type of ring sort of planner system, because I can group those pages together. I would make my own inserts, so I can group those pages together, and so I would have the month, 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 like that. I hate having it scattered, that like all the monthlies are in the front and then my dailies. I hate it. I like having it monthly, and then whatever the daily pages. I don't use daily pages. I normally just use grid paper, just regular grid paper. But this was fine. I'm just like, this would be awesome, especially since I kind of want to get into the habit of just writing a little bit each day. And so this is how the dailies look. It's quite similar to a Hobonichi daily. There's numbers here, more numbers than the Hobonichi. I mean, this is an older Hobonichi. I don't know if this layout has changed, but you have your, the year, the month, the day of the week, and then your moon. I don't know what that says. Your moon phase, which is here. The page number is down here. And then what I really like about this one is that it has the moon phase, and then it tells you what zodiac sign it is in. And then you have this one has more numbers. I don't use any of that. Literally, what I need is like the day of the week, like what day is it and everything like that. And so I've been using this sort of as like a little daily journaling. So I would put like what happened, like anything that's timed that happened that day, and then either journal gratitude, journal what I'm feeling, journal some thoughts that I had on that day. And I'm just using this as a way to keep track of certain things for my 5-year, because I've noticed that I don't, like, you saw my 5-year, it's like humongous. I don't pull that out to journal daily. And that was a thing that I noticed last year, is that I would forget. And then by the end of the week, it's like, oh my God, I didn't do the week. And then I have to go back and try to remember what I did certain days, and then certain days won't get filled up because I wouldn't remember. This is my planner. This sits with me at my desk. I'm always looking at my calendar, and it's just so much more convenient that I can, well, you can see. Well, I got this planner on the 5th, so I had to sort of backtrack here, so that's why some of the days don't have anything, but I try to at least write a little something here, even though like Sunday, lazy Sunday, I don't have much here. That way I can go back into my 5-year maybe at the end of the week and just kind of write out a little brief what happened that day, right? And so that's what I've been using this for. That's what I think I'm going to be using my daily pages, is just to write a little blurb, a little summary, some gratitude, like just journaling, daily journaling I'm going to try. And so this was here, didn't do anything on the 12th. And so it came with this little page marker writing board. It's so cute, aesthetic. Love it. Love the aesthetic of this. But that's how this planner goes. I did tip in some paper because what I like to do on the back of each month is do a tracker of my spending. And so I just added some of this paper, which is, I think this is Stalogy paper. I want to say it's Stalogy paper from my B6 Stalogy that I just cut and then just taped in here. But each month I set up the same with this orders I'm expecting, with my monthly, and then it goes into the weekly, and then I believe some months have a blank, which is fine, so I don't have any additional tip-in page, and some of them I had to put in a page because the last day was like a 31st. And so that's, I basically have planned my whole, like all of my monthlies are all planned out with everything that is happening, everything that I need to remember, my subscriptions, like all the things here. This is exactly how I had my file of facts, and so they're all planned out like that, and I have it throughout the whole year, and so I'm ready to go in this. And then at the end of this planner is just a couple of grid paper. And so yeah, this is how I'm keeping this. It's basically my planner and a daily reflection, so that way I have something to refer back to when I am catching up in my 5-year. And I feel like this will be really, really helpful once I start my memory planner. And so let me actually show you my memory planner, because I haven't set it up yet and I'm hoping to set it up soon. So this is how, look at how it looks in my Hobonichi cover. I'm happy that the Hobonichi covers like they accommodate, because I know some people use their Hobonichis for like memory keeping and stuff, and thumb suckers get big, but this is already big, and I'm only going to use flat stickers and writing in here, so it shouldn't get any bigger, so I can use this cover. I just have my Sailor pen. This is one of their steel nib pens. It is one of the Shikiori, I forget what line this is, but I know this is the Cherry Blossom, the Sakura color, and it's the steel nib ones, so they're cheaper. I got this on Amazon, and has a fine nib, and I just have a Sailor black ink cartridge in it. I'm going to show you actually how this looks. This is this Sailor black ink with this Sailor fine. It's a fine nib, and then this is my beautiful pen here, my Kiki K pen, that I have 0.38 Muji refills in. I absolutely love journaling with the 0.38 Muji black gel pens, that I just get the refills and just put them into this Kiki K planner, Kiki K pen. It's one of the metal pens, and I just prefer this line opposed to this line, and I'm just like, wow. I know like the 14K, the Pro Gear Slim pens, I believe they do come in extra fine, but these guys I think only come in fine or medium fine. And I'm just like, I'm an extra fine person all the way because this bothers me. This is like a 0.5 and this is like a 0.38, and I love the 0.38. So I really want to use my fountain pens though in this journal specifically because it's the paper is fountain pen friendly. So I have this here and I will try to get used to the point nib because I do love the pen. It's so pretty and cute. And my other sailor pen that's exactly like this is the same nib size, and I think the only pen that I have that has a proper nib size that I like is my cheapo Chinese pen, my Picasso, that I have a goulet nib. I have an extra fine goulet nib on it. I just think I need to swatch the pens and see which one looks good on this particular paper. But that is my planner slash sort of like daily journal thing. So my next journal, I believe I shared this in the journals that I used in 2022 because I did start it in 2022, but this is a planner. It's one of those, what is it, Ecolo planners that you can get at like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods. And so that's where I got mine for like $4.99, like $5. And you can get them on Amazon too, but they're a bit more expensive. They're like 15 on Amazon. But this is an academic planner that I picked up from Home Goods sometime in the summer, maybe like I want to say in like June. But I believe it starts in July or August. It starts in July. And yeah, I think I started using it in August, but it basically is a planner. So it has all the monthlies in the front. And then, so it has the monthlies for, it's academic, so through December 2023. And then it goes into these sort of weekly pages. I did something different in the front, but these sort of weekly pages. And it was so pretty. Like, I absolutely love the cover and I just love it. It's like this faux sort of leather type, but it has all this embossed gold on it. It is so pretty. And I when I was first at Home Goods, I didn't buy it, and then I went back to get it because I'm like, I'm an idiot. I should have just bought it when I bought all the other stuff. But yeah, and so my intention for this to use it was to do that whole, I think it's like 369 manifestation journaling habit thing. I think it's the 369 technique or whatever. Basically, you whatever you want to manifest, you write it 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. And so I was gonna do it here on like the pages, and or just sort of do a little bit of gratitude and then manifestation daily. I was combining the two, right, in the beginning. So you'll see that in the beginning, I have like, I repeat different like manifestations and like affirmations and stuff in the beginning. That's how it was. And then I decided to just ignore the dates and just journal in them, like in it, like journal my hopes, my dreams, and all the stuff and what I'm thankful for. And I basically just ignored the dates and just used this as regular paper. And so since I decided to ignore the dates on these weekly pages, I decided to the pages that I didn't do to kind of glue in reference pages that I printed off on sticker paper. And so a lot of this stuff is from different websites online. And so I just kind of pulled different things and typed it all up in Photoshop and then printed off on sticker paper. And so like this was all about the law of attraction and how to practice that. And then I have all of the universal laws, the 12 universal laws here. And so that's what it is, references. This is from a journal. It's called the Intuition Journal. And this was a free printable. Like I have a whole bunch of these free printables from, I think her name is, oh my God, I forget what the woman's name is, but she has a journal called the Intuition Journal. These were just the sample pages that she had on her website at one point as free printables. And so I just kind of printed out the ones about intuition and focusing on your intuition and grounding practices. Again, these are just references that I kind of put in here, print them off on sticker paper so that I can just stick them over the weekly pages that I wasn't using. This was an article from, oh my God, I should really write where I got these things from. But this was an article from, there's a website a blog that I follow. This was how gratitude can manifest the life you always wanted. And so I just kind of stuck it in here. This is from the podcast that I used to work on. So I used to work for the Being Well podcast, and one of the episodes was with James Baraz. He's a meditation instructor and a Buddhist, and he practiced, and his whole episode was about finding joy in difficult times. So like this was during the pandemic and stuff like that, and how to find joy and how to cultivate joy. And there's a part of the podcast where he describes his 10 states of awakening joy. And so I basically took notes. Well, since I worked on the podcast at the time, these are the notes that I took so that I can turn this into social media posts. And so I just basically took my own notes and just put it up, put it in the same Photoshop file thing so I can have the same header and stuff, and then just printed it off on sticker paper and stuck it in here because one of my supporting words this year is joy. And so I love this. I actually shared this in the One Little Word group on Facebook because I know a lot of people, including Allie, their word is joy. And so I literally just shared the social media post from the blog, from the Being Well Instagram feed that I created, and I just shared it in there. But I'm just like, you know what? I should actually put that into my journal here because this is I so resonated with this episode of that podcast. Like it's literally my favorite. And so that's where this is from, and that's what I stuck here. I do have one other page that I can put a different reference here if it's like a one-page reference, because then I go into my sort of manifestation. Sometimes I'm feeling low, and so I just kind of write out affirmations over and over and over again. That's how I started, and then of course I went in and just ignored the dates in general and just started using the pages as just straight up journaling. And what I do in here is when I do the straight up journaling stuff, I basically thank, God and the universe for all the things that I'm grateful for. And then I go into things that I desire, the things that I'm asking for. And that's kind of how I did that journaling. And I did that for a while at the end of last year. I think I stopped somewhere in November because my December pages are filled with more reference pages. And so this is from a book. Forgot what it's a book about moon manifestations, and I forgot the title of it. Sorry, I'm terrible at this. But I basically printed off the PDF, just the first couple of pages. It's like one of those guided journal things, and I just printed off the moon facts page, which is the phases of the moon, and then creating a moon ritual. And then this is from CoStar. This is my personalized Earth chart, and I just printed off the chart version of it, like the table version that tells me where the planets are in terms of the signs that they fall in and the houses that they fall in. And then this is Guide to Zodiac Energy, goes by the zodiac signs. And then whatever you are, whatever your rising is and wherever the moon is located, you find what house that particular moon is affecting, and then these are the list of houses. And so how you read this, these are the signs, these are the planets, and the sun, and the moon, and then these are the houses. And so this is my personalized birth chart, and this is birth chart chart version. And then over here I have the full in-depth circle chart version of it. Again, this is from CoStar. So you can go on CoStar, their website, and you can get your birth chart, or you can download the app, this is a screenshot from the app that I use. And then this will tell me, like, it breaks down where my sun was, my ascent, my moon, etc., all the planets when I was born. And then it tells a little bit about you and what houses they fall under and everything like that. And so this is all for like manifesting with the moon, because I've just been getting into the whole astrology, but how to use astrology for personal growth, not so much for like predicting the future, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if that horoscopes are for that. I know growing up, that's what it seemed like. When you read your horoscope, it'll tell you about your day or what's going to happen in your day or whatever like that. And I'm just like, yeah, I never bought into that sort of way you use horoscopes. I actually really like sort of plotting out using your birth chart just to learn about you on a personal growth sort of way. And so I know it's best to manifest with the moon. So goals you want to set, things that you desire, things you want to manifest in your life, it's always best to, I believe, manifest with the new moon, the cycle of the moon, the new moon, and then know where all the different moon phases land and which not planets, which zodiac signs the moons fall under and how that affects you and your life and based on your birth chart and stuff like that. I'm still learning, so I'm probably explained that so badly, but that's what this whole section is for, because I am using this journal now journal, because it's no longer a planner, for manifesting. For manifesting my hopes, my dreams, some goals, and some things that I want. And so I actually signed up for Gabby Bernstein's manifestation challenge. She does it at the beginning of January. I believe she does it every year at the beginning of January. And I believe she closes registration on like the 5th of January, so you can't register for this year's, but you can wait list yourself for next year's. I will leave the links in the description. And so I've been working through that. And so I don't even know what day it is today. I know I'm a day behind. I have to do day 13. Yeah, I have to do day 13. But she provides you with like a PDF journal. And so I've just been printing them off on sticker paper and then cutting them down to sort of a B6-ish size, because this planner is a B6 size. And so these are the rest of them, right? And just been cutting them up so that they cover like this little portion, and then anything excess will cover up like the other dates, and so that I can just use it straight like a journal. So I am using this planner as a journal. And I initially was going to do it, I got it the planner because I was going to do it each day, just write gratitude, what I'm thankful for, and what I want. That's how I was going to do this sort of scripting. That's what it's called. Law of attraction scripting journaling. And then it just spiraled into, let's just ignore the days. But I did want to keep, I could have always went into just a plain old journal, but I did wanted to keep the calendar, because I use these little Lace and Whimsy moon stickers to mark off the new moon and the full moon, because that is how you're supposed to manifest, right? With the cycle of the moon. And so this is January, and I'm doing a bunch of things. And so since I'm using this as an extension of my sort of personal growth journey, I am putting in things here that relate to that. And so I recently discovered Deborah Silverman, who is I think she's a psychotherapist. She's also an astrologer, an astrologer, and she combines astrology with personal growth and like your personal wellness and stuff like that. And so she's doing this free workshop. And so the first part of it was these 3 days, and then scattered around about the month, there's other things that I haven't put in yet. And I know there's another session of 3 days in February that I have to go in and do it. But I've been just marking off when those workshops occur. My one little word Zoom call, absolutely love this. It's my favorite thing that happened last year for Ali Edwards' one little word workshop were these Zoom calls. And so the Zoom call, we had it on the 6th, but I marked it there. And then of course I marked the full moon and the new moon. And then when the full moons occur, I've just been marking them off what sign they're in. So this was a full moon in Cancer. And then I have some other calls here, some other Zoom calls. Gabby's manifesting Zoom live, just little workshops and stuff like that for like personal growth and stuff. And then what I've been doing, which I kind of started doing, like I put here, I passed my road test, etc., is just marking off when I've done things that I felt were important to my own personal self growth, And so I released a vlog on this Monday, Monday the 9th, and I was so nervous about it. It was so bad, and I was initially not going to post it at all, but I gave into that fear and I did post it, and it's been received very well. So thank you all for just leaving me kind comments on that, because I really was not going to post that. And so that was, to me, a self-growth moment. So I want to use this place to mark off those things. In Gabby Bernstein's manifestation challenge, there was a day where she asked us to create a sign for us. Like, so like the first thing that comes to your mind, that could be your own sign that the universe is like telling you, know, look for the signs. So I kind of wrote in this journal that my sign was seeing hearts. And I forgot what day this was. I think it was like the 9th or the 10th. That's what I wrote as my sign for the year is, you know, seeing hearts. Like, you know, when you know, kind of like when you walking down the street and and you see like a pink door, that's like a sign for you. You know, that's how she wanted you to think about that. So I was like seeing hearts only because my word for the year is heart. And yeah, whenever I see hearts, then that is a sign that I'm on the right path, that, you know, the universe is listening to me, and, you know, yeah, I'm going in the right direction. And I didn't see my sign until the 12th, which was really funny, because where I saw hearts were is I have a kind of like a cork board above my desk, so not this craft desk, but my computer desk, and I just have there, you know, photos of my friends. I have there like little bits from like the Planner Society, like cards that say, you know, beautiful sayings on it. I have a lot of sort of little scrapbooking pieces and things like that. I have a banner that I made from the Fairy Tale Club when I was on their team, and just little things. It's like an inspiration board, but I have pictures there of me and my friends and my family and stuff like that on it. And how I did the thumbtacks is that I got these flat gold ones, and I used scrapbooking embellishments, and I just glued them onto the thumbtacks so that they're personalized, you know? So I have little pom-poms, I have floral, and I have hearts. When I was on the Hip Kit Club, I created this vision board on this exact cork board, and I made the little thumbtacks, and I layered these. It was like these acrylic mirror pieces, but they're shaped in hearts. I layered that over cardstock hearts, and I glued that into the flat part of the thumbtacks, so they're thumbtacks. And so I have different versions. I have some with Kiki K butterflies, and it's all pretty. And so I have this sitting there right in front of my desk, right? The whole time it was there. It was there when I wrote out what my sign was going to be. It was there all through these days, staring right in front of my face. And I was working on, I don't even know what day for the manifest day. I was working in this, and I was having the worst day, sort of emotionally. So I think the whole thing that Gabby's trying to get at with this particular challenge is that she wants you to learn how to feel good, because she says when you feel good, just within yourself, when you feel good, the universe, it raises your vibration, and the universe listens, and it will grant you what you want and what you desire and what you're working towards. And you just have to feel good, and you have to believe and have faith, and then take inspired action to get to the things that you want, right? And so a lot of the exercises are about feeling good, like just meditations and stuff like that. And so I was feeling terrible that one day, the 12th, and I went back to one of her earlier kind of meditations and then did it again, journaled it out. And then that day, it was day 10. Was it day 10? I was doing day 10 on the 12th because I was behind. And it was this appreciation game that she wrote out here, which is a lovely exercise. This exercise is amazing. It's basically an exercise in gratitude. It's just writing out 10 things that you're grateful for, that you appreciate about your life. And this whole process of just doing this meditation and journaling and then doing this exercise made me feel so good. It made me feel better than what I was feeling, because I was feeling terrible. And by the time you see this video, another sort of proper sit down vlog type of video would have gone up, and you would know by now what I've kind of been going through all of last year. And so I'm still working through a lot of those emotions, and I have moments, I have days when it's just bad, you know, it's just bad and it's okay. That exercise and that meditation was so helpful. And so I did it and I did the journaling and then I looked up at my cork board and I saw hearts. I saw so many hearts. Like there's just so many hearts on the cork board. And like there's even on the Fairy Tale Club banner that I made, there's the word heart on it. And then I kind of looked at my desk and I have one of Andrea Bethke, the woman who owns Fairy Tale Club. She did a kit that had Marie on it, and one of the papers had the drawing of Marie that she did, and it says cute and sweet on it, and it has hearts. And I have it framed on my craft desk, and I saw the hearts there, and I began to see hearts everywhere. And so I marked that here that I finally saw my sign of seeing hearts. And so that's how I've been keeping the monthly is important dates for different workshops that I'm doing, and then these little moments of when there are things that are impactful in whatever way that they are for me, and then of course to track the full moon cycles so that I know when would be a good time to, you know, goal set and reframe your intentions and stuff like that. And it's always, I believe it's always in the new moon, which is the when you don't see a moon in the sky. I believe that is what this says here, that the new moon is when you set your intentions, you clarify your manifestation wishes. You know, this is when you know, practice gratitude. So sit down and write what you're grateful for. Do that appreciation um, game. That's what Gabby Bernstein calls it, appreciation game. You do that exercise, you set your intentions, your wishes, and then that's when you plan, when you do, you know, because part of, you know, manifesting your intentions or your goals or whatever it is that, you know, you think the universe, you thank God, whoever your spiritual being is, you thank them for everything you have. You take stock of what you're grateful for, what you already have, and you thank the universe for it. And then you set your intentions, you ask for what you want to achieve, for things that you want to acquire, anything that you want, you ask, and then you have to take inspired action. So you have to like actually plan out, okay, what can I do to get that? So that's what inspired action is. And you do that in the new moon. And then the full moon, I believe, is where you revisit. You revisit what you did in the full moon, in the new moon, and you kind of release your attachment to things that need to be let go. And it's kind of like a cleanse. You release anything that's not working, you kind of reassess, and um, and then there's like I think like the quarters also means something. Again, I'm still learning about this, and so, but this is just a guide for me there. And then I've been doing my challenge each day here, and then I use some of this. This is a B6 Stology paper that I have because I had a B6 Stology and I eventually didn't fill it up, so I just kind of ripped the pages out because I love this paper, and so I just have paper here to use. That's what I do with my Hobonichi. The Hobonichi never worked for me back in 2017, and so I just have this. I did use the monthlies, but I had all these dailies, and like the Hobonichi dailies is just, oh my god, so much wasted space. Like this just wastes so much space. And so what I do is I rip out the pages and I cut this part off, cut this part off, cut this part off, cut that off, and just use this in my journals, you know. But I find that the Hobonichi has such wasted space because of these quotes and unnecessary things. This clearly doesn't work for me. And so instead of like tossing the journal, I'm using the paper in a different way. And so that's what I'm doing with the Stology that I bought. And so I will tip in if I need extra pages in here. What happened was is that I had already set day 11 up, and so I did this, and this is supposed to be on the 10th, so I just kind of put it in the middle. So yeah, I have day 13 to do. Today is day 14, so I'm a day behind. So I probably will do that later. This is a Planner Society acetate that I just kind of made a little bookmark because this journal only comes with one bookmark and I wanted that for the monthly. And so yeah, that's how I'm going to be using this journal. I know I just kind of went on a really long tangent about this journal. Honestly, this could have been its own video in itself, but that is how I'm using this one. So I'm going to, because I really don't know how long this video is, it's probably really long, like all of my videos recently, but my next journal is my unraveling journal. So I finally finished it. It's not set up or anything. I'm hoping to film a video setting up how I set up my unraveling journal the first of the month. Oh, not the first of the month, but the first month of the year. Oh my God, with my word and all the things. But this is the journal. It is a fabric journal that I made in my snippet style. So I have a class called the Snippet Journal where I teach you how to make this little one. And so I just used that same style and I just made it bigger for my unraveling journal. And so this is my beautiful, beautiful cover. Again, my word is heart for this year, and supporting words are heal, joy, create, art, and explore. And I just kind of wanted something really bright. I wanted something really bright, really inviting. So I just kind of pulled out like every single bright floral piece of fabric that I had, try to use up my scraps and some laces, and I have a lot of stitching here. This lace has, this is this lace that I get from Michael's, has these little flowers in it, so I put French hearts and different color embroidery threads on it and just all the things. It's so, so precious. I really love this journal cover, and I kept it raw. So sometimes I finish, let me see if I have an example. Sometimes I finish the journal, so like this is also my snippet style. This is my October Magic journal, and the cover's also in the snippet style, except I have a lining and I kind of finish it. So I kind of put it back to back and then sew it and then flip it like a pillowcase and like that so that it's finished. But I didn't want it finished. This time I wanted to keep it raw because my word is heart and I feel like that's a raw word and I really liked how this looked raw. And so I did put a backing because I did do embroidery stitching, so I did back it with this just cotton pink fabric, but I kept the edge raw. I love that. And then I have two signatures in here so far. Two. I have two signatures. And I just used waxed thread, and instead of clipping it, so let's go to the middle here. Instead of clipping it, I just kind of tossed it up like that and put charms on it so that I have charms dangling from the top, and I have an assortment of charms. I have a dragonfly here because I think that's really beautiful and it matches the feel. I have a gemstone here. This is quartz. It's supposed to be in the shape of a heart. I don't know how well you can see that. I forget what type of, I want to say this is jasper, but I'm not sure. I forgot. And then I have one of these Tim Holtz word charms that says heart, because that is my word for this year. And then beads, of course. I love my metal and my gemstone beads. I just love mixing and matching that. And I try to pick colors that match my cover. This is my favorite lace ribbon from Michael's, and I just use it as my closure. And I have two signatures in here. And the papers that I'm using are a mixture of Maggie Holmes papers and some of Nazi from Amity Bloom, some of her printables. I have like all of this parasol collection, and so this was the colors that inspired this journal was the Maggie Holmes parasol collection. And so I used some of the papers. I don't believe I bought papers from the Maggie Holmes collection. I bought the digital from AC Digitals and printed my own paper. And so that I can have the paper and then I can print grid on the backs. I think that's what I did because I don't think I bought the actual papers from the collection. So I have a mixture of, book pages. These are again from the printables from the Maggie Holmes Parasol collection. And I just print grid on the other side. And it's mixed in with papers that I purchased from Nazi's shop on Etsy. I don't know if this is a Maggie Holmes paper. I think it's a Maggie Holmes print. I know for sure that this is one of Nazi's. And so I just kind of mixed it. It's a bunch of Amity Bloom printables and parasol from Maggie Holmes. And then I have some older collections. Like this is an older Maggie Holmes collection. Again, these are just the printables. I think this is Style Board. This is Parasol. I have some some of my favorite fabric swatches. I have some grid paper, so some of the pages that I printed off the white side with grid because I write a lot in these journals. And then I have this is Kikuyo campus paper that's loose leaf, and it's B5, and so if you fold it in half, it's a B6. So I just have it in here so that I have more grid space. It's one of Nazi's papers. This is a Maggie Holmes. This is a envelope. And so that's the first signature. And you can see here that I put lace, like I stitched lace and stuff on it. There's actually, this one here is a pocket that I kind of clipped another Tim Holtz charm. This one says light the way, and I made this into a little pocket. So that's the first one. And then the second one is this one. This is one of Nazi's printables. I love that. And then the same Nazi's printables, some sheet music, another one of my favorite fabric swatches, Nazi. That's the page from Nazi. This is a pocket from sheet music, Maggie Holmes, Maggie Holmes. This is an older collection from Maggie Holmes. This is from Nazi's printable. Made a pocket there. Some Maggie Holmes paper. Maggie Holmes. These are printable, so I use AC Digitals all the time so that I can print out my favorite Maggie Holmes papers to use. And so this book is a mixture of Maggie Holmes and Amity Bloom printables and just lots of grid paper. It's super simple. I don't complicate it a lot. And then I have this little pouch here where I'm just kind of collecting all the things I want to use for this particular journal. And so I have, I have some stickers, some pockets, some writings. These are all the stickers that I went through, all my sticker sheets, and I'm like, I want to use all of these stickers to document. And then I have a lot of Nazi's printables. I got a lot of her, the French one, I don't remember. It's the one that come with these pockets and stuff, because I thought that the colors matched really, really well with the Parasol collection, because I am planning to use this big old ephemera pack, and then this is the paper pack, and then the ephemera pack, and the sticker sheet with in here, and like the colors of Nazi's printables match so well with this Maggie Holmes collection. And so that is why I just printed out a bunch of that. And so this is like my little ephemera pocket that I'm planning to utilize all the stuff in here to document my one little word. Then I have a B6 writing board in here as well. And so that is my unraveling journal. I really, really need to come in and set up January in here, and I'm hoping to do that on camera soon. So that is my unraveling journal, and it's so pretty, and I want to get working in it. I really want to get working in it. I just need to find the time. I just need to make the time. Not so much find the time, but make the time. And so the last journal that I am keeping is the Daphne's Diary Planner. This is the agenda for this year. And again, I have not set this up at all. I really need to set this up. I'm hoping to set this up maybe after this video. I want to film it all, so we'll see. But yeah, it's basically the 2023 planner, and I'm going to use this as a memory planner. So in 2017, I bought the Japanese Diary planner, and I used it as a sort of like a very simple, low-key, I mean, it doesn't look low-key, but it was very simple to put together memory planner, and I kind of want to do the same because I loved how that looked. And so my plan here is to basically gut this planner. I gut it, I basically take all the pages out of the coil and sort them through what ones I want in here and what ones I don't. And yeah, I reconstruct it. I have some tabs here that I put on to kind of separate the months, and then I use it sort of like I collage different papers and ephemera bits and stuff, and then I add my photos and then a little bit of journaling for the week. So I basically memory plan for the week. And yeah, so like we're in almost mid-January right now, so I'm gonna have to back kind of memory plan, but that's what I'm going to be using this for, and I really just need to set it up. So I'm hoping to set this up next once I finish up this video and share that with you. Hopefully, it's such a beautiful, beautiful planner. I'm really excited to do the memory keeping in this again. And it'll get me back to actually taking photos because I haven't been doing that in a while. But yeah, so that's the last one that I'm keeping. And so my main journals literally will be my memory planner. I'll probably work in this at the end of every week, so like on the Sunday. And this actually will support my 5-year journal too, because you know, the 5-year journal is like a little snippet, 5 years, right? And this will just be every week. And so the information will support. And then of course I'm keeping the information in here. So that'll support both of those, which is amazing because, you know, sometimes you forget things. This is more of manifestation, goals, intentions. So this will support the unraveling journal. And so what I use my unraveling journal for is I used to do like this stuff in the unraveling journal, but this is more of like a daily practice here. I will flesh out what I call epiphanies, the little things that I learn about myself through practices like this is what goes in here. And then of course I'm going to do my one little word workshop prompts in here as well, along with some other prompts that I have. I have a class that I've been working on all about unraveling journals, and I haven't made it yet. It's been changing, but I have so many prompts that I kind of want to work through and see which ones best work. And so that's what I'll be doing in here. But this sort of supports that. And then I have this one and this one. These again are both vision board type journals, which again support all of this, right? And then of course I have my 5-year, which will support that. So like these guys, that's how it is. These 3 support each other, and then these support each other. And I'm planning on keeping one more journal. I want to keep an art journal where I can just get messy and play with my paints and draw, and I kind of want to get into that again. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to make one, or I've been looking at square journals. So this is an Arteza journal. It came in a set of 3, so I do have one more of this journal, but I feel like it's so small. This is like a 5x5, and I kind of want an 8x8 one because I kind of want to practice in there before I use up my 8x8 canvases that I have. So I've been looking for 8x8. I think Arteza has one that is 8.5x8.5, but I've been looking for 8x8 journals. I might get me an Archer and Olive. They have 8x8s with pretty covers. I'm considering that, or I'm considering just making my own. We will see, but that will be the last journal, probably. Not really. I'll probably make more because I haven't decided yet if I want to keep these little ones that I used to make. I kept these all last year and I really loved this. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do this again or not. But I know an art journal is coming. And so, yeah, so these are the journals so far that I know for sure that I am keeping this year for 2023. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed a look at my journals that I'll be keeping. And yeah, there are plenty of videos coming, plenty of them coming, because I have a few more flip throughs of journals that I still haven't shared yet, that they're coming, and then the vlogs. I mean, I haven't done one this week yet, but I'm hoping to pick that up next week and do another one of those type of videos and just kind of play around with that sort of content. So I'm hoping to have 2 videos out a week, one on Monday and one on Friday. We will see how well that goes because I always let myself down and never follow through with things that I say that I'm going to do for my own things. I'm awful at that when it comes to myself. I don't know why, but yeah. So that is a look at my journals for this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.